Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tastings. Today we are looking at a beer that has been aged for 6 months at the bottom of the Lake of the Woods. Alright, so if you've been watching the show with any regularity for the last little while, you may have noticed that there was this box sitting over here for the last little while. It looked like a fancy bottle of scotch or something. It was not scotch. It was a beer. It was a very fancy beer, and that is the beer we are drinking today. This beer comes to us from the Lake of the Woods Brewing Company in Kenora, Ontario. They've also got locations in War Road, Minnesota, and one right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where I live. But this beer also comes to me from my friends Teresa and Sean, my very generous friends Teresa and Sean, because they're generous because this beer, at least here in Manitoba, this beer retails for $49.95. That's right, this is a $50 bottle of beer. So it better be good. I'm really hoping. I know that Sean used to live in Kenora, so I'm hoping he has some connections. And he didn't spend $50 on a bottle of beer for me. And if he did, thank you, Sean. Thank you either way. Thank you for getting this beer to me. I've been dying to try this, and I'm always like, do I want to spend $50 on a bottle of beer? So yes, thank you, Teresa and Sean, for making that happen for me. So where is that beer? Oh well. It's chilling. It's not quite, the bottom of the Lake of the Woods, but it's been chilling nonetheless. I had to get it somewhat cold. So what's the deal with this? There's a lot of writing on this box here. It is called Deep Six. Aged for 6 months at the bottom of the Lake of the Woods. The Lake of the Woods, by the way, is in northern Ontario, right next to southern Manitoba. Again, it's like a couple hours away from where I live. It gets very cold there in the winter, and this beer was aged in the lake in the wintertime. So, so this is the 2022 limited edition. It's a Belgian triple finished with champagne yeast. It is naturally carbonated with big thumbs up. 750 milliliters. It is 8.5% alcohol. It's got an SRM of 5. SRM is the color chart. So the 5 is pretty low. So this should be a pretty light beer in terms of color, not in terms of alcohol content, as I had just said. It's got 24 IBUs, and it is a strong beer, which at 8.5%, I think we all already knew that. It's got like a little package date. It's packaged October 2021. Okay, so this packaged just over a year ago. What else could this say? There's a lot of reading. Okay, I'll do this side, and we'll do the last section after. Okay, Deep Six for 6 months, 20 feet under the ice at the bottom of the Lake of the Woods. This limited edition Belgian triple is finished with champagne yeast on traditional Trappist candy sugar, brewed with the addition of New Zealand fruit-forward hops. Not just one hop. Brewed with the addition of New Zealand fruit-forward hops, intermingle with the classic Belgian ester-heavy sensory, creating a complex, smooth beer with a slightly dry finish. We consider this to be the champagne of Lake of the Woods beers. Sure, the grammar on that, but anyway. Ingredients: water, barley, Belgian clear candy sugar, hops, monastery Belgian yeast, and champagne yeast. All right, and then there's more writing here and more signatures and pen. Yeah, it's pretty official. There's signatures and pen. This is the real deal. Okay, so I believe they do about 3,000 of these a year, and then sell them in Kenora and in Winnipeg. Is there anything else I can tell you? I just want to pop over to their website here for a second. just because this kind of explained this quite well. Every fall prior to Lake Freeze Up, Lake of the Wood Brewing Company deep sixes a few thousand bottles of small batch handcrafted beer to the bottom of the Lake of the Woods. Placed below the ice line and secured in anchored cages, the beer receives the benefit of at least a minimum 6 month aging between 4 and 10 degrees Celsius in a gentle lake current. This results in a really cool beer. All right, enough reading. Let's open this up and check this out. Okay, this is pretty exciting. Look at that. Look at that. Of course, it's got the wax seal, which also means it's fancy. You know that. There's your $50 right there. It's also a very, very dirty bottle, which I think is part the aesthetic of it being under the water for that long, right? Like it's like partially just the way it is, but it also, I'm sure it's designed to look really, weathered and cool. Those wax seals are always fun to deal with. So let me just see. I've got a knife down here. I do not have a knife. I've got an official Lake of the Woods Brewing bottle opener, but I think I need to cut that seal. That'll be sharp enough. You just got to open part of the... just get part of it, right? So we can get the bottle opener in there. And we're doing good. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see if I have enough. Almost. There we go. Success. All right. And there's the cap. Is there anything underneath it? Is there like a fancy crown underneath, a design on the crown? Let's check it out. I never look at the crowns, the caps, because I'm usually shook-looking cans on this show. But there we go. Yeah. It says Lake of the Woods Brewing, make it lake time. It's got a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways. There it's a... There's a thumbs up. It's been a long day, okay? Get off my back. All right. I do not have any Lake of the Woods branded glassware, but I do need to use something fancy for this. These are from another Winnipeg brewery, the Non-Such Brewing Company. I'm just going to use these. It's not as official as I'd like to do, but hey, you know what? I after $50 on a bottle, you can't afford to buy new glasses, right? I know I didn't buy the bottle. I know. Just work with me here. All right, so I'm going to pour some of this out, see what it's like. I'm really excited. I haven't had a triple in a while. The last time I had a triple, or triple, I think it's triple. Triple is just getting too fancy, right? But actually, the last time I had a triple was from the Non-Such Brewing Company, who the glasses are from. So, I don't know. Does that all make sense somehow? Sure it does. That smells nice. That's definitely a malty smell in the nose. Like, it definitely smells like a Belgian beer, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a maltiness to it, but something else. Give it a wee swirl. Let's see. It's mostly the maltiness that's coming through in the nose. Color-wise, nice and golden. It's fairly cloudy, right? You're not seeing my finger right through there. Decent head on it. Nice fluffy head. I think I'm ready to go in for a sip on this. Cheers, everybody. That's quite nice. There's a fruitiness to it. It's a apricot, maybe? Oh, there's a definite fruity note in there, kind of right on the end. Yeah, it's got a nice smooth mouthfeel. It's quite a decent beer. Yeah, doesn't taste strong and boozy. When you get to like that 8% mark, sometimes like it can taste really boozy, and I'm not always a big fan of that. I'm gonna get back to some of the description on the side. Hold on. Oh man! To add to the authenticity, inside the box, it's like some rocks and dirt and shit. There you go. That's authentic right there. And then there's like, I don't know if that's like a little coaster or something, or if that's just a, I think it's just part of the box. I don't know if you can see that all the way down there. But here you go. Sink it and drink it. Sink it and drink it. There you go. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, they sank it. I'm drank it. Like I said, it's been a long day. Okay. All right. So yeah, it's got rocks in it. That's authentic. Here we go. Tastes a little stronger in that sip. Still not overly boozy or anything though. That is quite nice. Yeah, that's a really good, really solid beer. Now, the big question: is this beer worth $50? I don't know. Is any beer worth $50? I don't know. I mean, it's a cool marketing thing more than anything else. But it's also like, I don't know, it's fun. It's a good beer. It's definitely a solid beer. I do like this a lot. I like that, I'm trying something different. I mean, I'm not going to buy a 6-pack of these for $300. But yeah, I don't know, it's a little treat once in a while, or as a gift for someone. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. So is it worth 50? I don't know. I mean, is any beer really worth 50? But it's worth, sure. If you've got $50 kicking around that you don't know what else to do with, yes, buy this beer. Absolutely. If $50 to you is a lot of, like a lot of money, and you can't part with it, well, no, don't buy the beer. That would be just silly. Let's see what it says on the other part of this. Although I just want to say too, it's got champagne yeast, so I was expecting almost like a sparkling wine kind of a taste, but I'm not necessarily getting that. There's a bit of a bubbliness on the first sip, like maybe that's where that comes in. And yeah, it's got a complex taste. Because every time I sip it, I'm getting something a little bit different. It's got a smooth mouthfeel, but it's also kind of thick the longer it sits. And then it's just got, that sweet, fruity note never really leaves. Yeah, that is quite nice. Okay, what else does it say on here? It's got some... All right, so I just had an issue with one of my recording devices. So I've got another one going right now. I'm just going to pick up where I left off, and hopefully this is where I left off. I was just going to read the definitions on the side of this box. Let's see here. Deep six, verb, informal, North American. Destroy or dispose of something irretrievably. Used in a sentence is Lo Brew Co. deliberately deep sixed 3,300 bottles of beer. A phrase of likely nautical origins: to discard, get rid of, or cancel. To completely put an end to something. Noun. Formal, Lake of the Woods region, Ontario, Manitoba, Minnesota. Annual beer release series, spending 6 months or more at the bottom of the Lake of the Woods under lake ice. And then using that in the sentence is Deep Six is a really, really good beer. Cool beer. Sorry, it's in fancy script, so, it's hard to read. Yeah, it's been signed by the head brewers in both Kenora and in Manitoba. I guess the War Road operation is just a little bit smaller. It's a very solid beer. I'm really looking forward to next year's release. And if I could find out what that is. I had this here a minute ago. Let's see here. Next year. So they are, I guess, right now putting these under the ice for next year. Or they just went in, I guess. The upcoming 2023 limited edition Imperial Black Lager with organic plum. All right, that sounds pretty cool. That will be much darker. I'm just looking at an image on their website, and I can't make out the IBUs at all. Looks like the alcohol content will also be 8.5. And the SRM 70, so obviously much darker. But again, it's a black lager, so that's not a surprise. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for dropping by the Terry Isle Basement Pub. It is always a pleasure to have you here. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. We do regular videos a couple times a week. Sometimes they're irregular. Who knows? Anyways, cheers, everybody. Thanks for dropping by.